welcome back to another Game with Killatia. I hope you enjoy my walls of games and other accessories over here. But we're not talking about that today. Today we are talking about Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. Well, technically we're playing the Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection version of the game, but hey, we can't go wrong with either of these versions, so let's take a look at Sonic the Hedgehog. Released in 1991 for the Sega Genesis to compete against the Super Mario Bros. Franchise, Sonic the Hedgehog took the world by storm with its speedy gameplay and great platforming segments. The main objective in Sonic is to save the creatures from the evil Dr. Robotnik, aka Dr. Eggman, who plans on capturing these creatures and transforming them into robotic slaves. There is also a secondary objective to collect all the Chaos Emeralds in this game. However, unlike in later entries into the franchise, there is no real incentive to collect the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic the Hedgehog except for a slightly better ending. The gameplay in Sonic is great. The Green Hill Zone does a great job showcasing the speed that Sonic can do, but the later stages tend to be more on the platforming side than on the speedy side. But you know what? That's okay because Sonic is a platforming game after all. The controls are very good, they respond well, and they are pretty tight. The two things that you need in a good platforming game. The levels are all very well designed with a mixture of both platforming and speed, except for the Labyrinth Zone. That is the worst level in the game and probably one of the worst water-based stage that I have ever played. Even the Robotnik battle in the Labyrinth Zone is pathetic, if you can even call it a battle. For a 1991 Sega Genesis game, Sonic the Hedgehog looks absolutely gorgeous even by today's standards. And at a time when Nintendo was getting ready to release the Super Nintendo, Sega really needed to showcase the Genesis' true graphical power. The stages are very colorful and very detailed from the foreground to the background, and all the character sprites from Sonic to the robotic enemies are well animated and look great. As I said before, the game looks great. But what really made this game great, especially for the Sega Genesis, was the music. It's no secret that the sound processor in the Genesis was nowhere as good as the Super Nintendo, but Sonic Team really pulled out all the stop with this and made some of the most memorable soundtracks in video game history. Sonic the Hedgehog set the standard for great music for the Sega Genesis. Overall, Sonic the Hedgehog is a great game and a great start to a 20-year plus franchise which definitely belongs in your gaming collection. It's available for the Sega Genesis, but also for numerous other platforms through either DLC like Xbox Live or PSN, or through game compilations like the Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection. If it wasn't for the Labyrinth Zone, this would have gotten a perfect grade. However, because of that crappy water stage, I ultimately give this game a solid B. This is Killatia signing off. Hope to see you next time.